studied it, some of us practice it. But how many of us actually feel? I made it at the near completion of my degree in chemical engineering. I frequently discover myself at cloud number 9, and I'm so happy that I feel the urge to apply the concepts I've learned to every aspect of my life. I'm just so happy to be a chemical engineer soon. So this was the context when I decided to give my so-called bookish knowledge a rest and get some flavor of some real chemical engineering. Whatever I had learned in my engineering studies, I wanted to apply it to some real-life applications. Thus started my lookout for a chemical plant. Let me just here that I've never been to a real chemical plant, so the void inside me might be quite justified. My search actually paid off, and here's what I discovered. The chemical plant closest to me, my mom's very own kitchen. I had tried my hand at cooking earlier, but this time when I did it, it was a different thing altogether. I was a chemical engineer in a chemical plant. So an example why comes in the next slide. This is a pressure cooker, a pressure equipment that I frequently use to carry out my high temperature reactions. And it clearly demonstrates that it's not the boiling that I'm concerned about, it's the temperature. This particular chemical plant, the kitchen, is also a very good manager. It also manages its flue gases very well. So whatever flue gases are released are purified in the chimney and sent out. The chimney is developed over the exhaust fan, so keeping into account the environmental issues. Some of the unit operations and processes in this chemical plant or kitchen, mixing, filtration, size reduction, and of course purification. In fact, water purifier is a plant in itself. The plant also manages, not just produces, it also manages its inventory. So if the demand is more than the product consumed in that day, it's stored for further consumption later under refrigeration. Same goes for the raw materials. Now this remarkable plant is managed by my mom. And no doubt, since it's so remarkable, my mom must be the greatest chemical engineer in the world. And I thought I had no chemical engineers in my family to guide me. Now what an ignorant thought was that. My quest did not end at the kitchen. I found some more subjects for my study. For example, this horse's stomach. Now the horse runs a lot, so I think its stomach should be a well-used reactor. So yes, you got it. I modeled it as a CSTR, a continuously stirred tank reactor. The feed is pre-processed food coming in from the food pipe, where it reacts in the stomach reactor of the horse, and it goes out for post-processing. And that, I claim, is a steady-state process. Through the eyes of a chemical engineer, even traffic flow looks like fluid flow. And a remarkable equation. What could be more remarkable, a model for traffic flow, than the Navier-Stokes equation? So far so good, but some things are totally mind-blowing. For example, some people who eat a lot still don't get fat at all. I'm confused. A simple mass balance tells me that their rate of accumulation is very low because the rate of excretion is too high. So my advice is reduce roughage in your diet and save energy. Maybe take respiration a little easy, nothing to worry about. In spite of all of this knowledge in chemical engineering, I constantly find myself at a loss of words when my mom gives me one scientific explanation after another about why I should apply product A after product B on my skin. I blame it on the period box on the television. So now there's a need to increase my knowledge by reading books, by Googling, and by understanding the world around me, so that I understand what my mom says and see to it that the period box does not manage to fool her and me as well. So from the top of my mind, here's a bucket list of some things that I need to understand as soon as possible. Facial skin, washing machine, microwave oven. In fact, this was the task at hand when I decided to get down and write this to enlighten you all. So to all the chemical engineers in the audience who do not feel chemical engineering, look around you. There's a lot to be learned. To those of you who do not plan to go into chemical engineering in spite of being an engineer, you're really missing out on something. So cheers to chemical engineers.